finally leave the system if this championship is won. Nigel Owens will referee, as he did when these two countries met at the Rugby World Cup in 2015. Ireland victors that day. France by a point in Paris in last season's Six Nations. And you wouldn't want to be the loser of this one. Both teams acknowledge it would all but end their championship trophy ambitions. France, who did beat Scotland, but at home, what is desired now by this group is that big away win, having fallen just short at Twickenham. If it comes here today, France will be a fully fledged member of the title race. It's Lopez for France. Giving his side every chance from the kickoff. But it's Ireland who get the opportunity to settle. And Sexton too, back in the side. Nice from Ringrose. Conor Murray reunited with Sexton. Such a successful partnership. Up from Murray. It's Fickou who goes back and clears up for France. Serran has really caught the eye since he entered the international scene. The scrum half, there he is for France. Crossfield kick is interesting, he's looking for Lamarat. In from the left boot of Lopez, Lamarat. 16.5 stone. And he looked to use it there, but Robbie Henshaw can look after himself. Reset for Serran. Nice offload from Cyril by the prop. Lopez. There goes speeding up from fullback. Fickou, Ozzeh back in the side. And Picamore is a star of this competition this season. And over the years, to be fair, Fickou did well to support and keep it in, but Ireland feel they can contest and do. Here's Picamore's coming straight back. Serran. Such a big pack France have. Lost by Lopez though. And at last, the opening passage comes to an end. It was frantic alongside Benke Gordon-Darcy.
Well, you can see the French tactics, can't you? Andy Farrell talking this week about everyone's obsession with width. It looks like the French are going to try and play wide. If they do that, they can find some of the Irish front row forwards stuck out on the wing as they come back, and they will be the people that they want, the likes of Nakatathi running at, Spedding running at. We've already seen Lamarat take on that wide channel.
Absolutely. And when you play with that width, the forwards have seen with one tip-on pass already, it means the Irish defence have to stay a little bit wider, and we know the size of the French tight five. This is going to bring them into the game. You've seen both teams set out their stall really early. It's going to be an exciting match.
Crouch! The aerial game of that man about to put the ball in as well. The accuracy of his box kicking, which so often the big victories that the men in green have had here at the Aviva has been based around frustrating teams.
Sexton up and running. Calf injury keeping him out for 5 weeks. Henshaw and Ringrose will be a great combination again. Ireland will hope in the centre. Ringrose, they're taking it in. It is an emerging partnership. Ringrose again. No. Years served by the man alongside Darcy, the man in the studio, O'Driscoll Ireland in those centre positions. Murray. He slipped.
Stay 8, where you are.
And Sexton hoists the Gary Allen. There goes Henshaw after it. Ozzeh, too convincing for France, so Serran is round to make short.
A great option from Sexton to put up the high ball, then run out of momentum. There's no point wasting energy running into the tight five forwards in and around the breakdown of France. when you're not going anywhere. Much better to change that defensive picture and give them something else to look at. The high ball, they fail to deal with it. Get away.
That's what Ireland have to do today. They cannot get into fighting toe-to-toe with France. They have to move them around, use their resources really, really effectively, and when they lose the momentum, they're going to have to play that tactical game.
Just throwing in, the captain returning very early in Rome and missed the match. Scannell stood in, and he knew on the morning of the game that he would. He did really well on the bench today. Behind the man with over 100 caps, Scannell just
Stay
the one to his name.
Okay, good man.
Murray can stand up, got that hat-trick in Rome.
No, Rack!
Here's Rory Best. Sean O'Brien.
Hands away, lost!
Man of the match in that World Cup game that I mentioned. And Shaw, 27th cap, 25th start. He's their integral now. That's good work by France and Pickaboles at the breakdown. Taffy wide. Ficou, encouraged by the French support, to launch the counter-attack, France.
Great defence out there from Earls, working in conjunction with Heaslett. They give away the penalty. They conceded those metres, but they had to. If Earls steps in, it's a simple 2-on-1 that can be exploited. He waits for his number 8 to get with him.
Even if it wasn't, you stay in your feet.
Brilliant turnover from Pickamole initially.
It's a dangerous game that Ireland don't want. That unstructured play with France, they're so good at it. That's what will bring them into the game. And Johnny was talking in the studio about keeping Johnny Sexton cold. You almost want to keep the French counter-attack, the flair, as cold as long as possible in this game.
Simon Zebo just feeling a knock.
Pickamole stood in at scrum half, ready to go in on the ball, set up this driving play, use that weight advantage that France have up front, but they need to get off the touchline. Allen doing a really good job of coming through. CJ Stander thinks he can get his hands on the ball. Seren having to go in and work for it. That will slow France down even more.
Ozzeh as well felt the need to join the forwards there, the winger. Jim Garado. Both bookers today are their country's captain. Knock on. Chance for a quick turnover ball here.
Nigel Owens to stop the kick advantage.
Didn't like it.
Number 6, knock on and played back on the board, on the floor.
The fact that France tried to illegally stop Ireland from going.
He can't play the ball on the floor. If he'd been on his feet, he would have been able to attack that ball. It wasn't a ruck, but having been tackled and spilt the ball, you can't knock it back to your side.
Sexton finds touch. England, the last side to win here in Six Nations Rugby on this ground, 2013. Joe Schmidt still to lose then as a home Six Nations coach. 1-7 drawn 1. A couple of draws recently between these two nations. It's Ringrose once more.
Back now.
Stander as ever in the thick of it. Earls has come across.
Play on, play on, play on, play on, play on. They was trying to go to the floor.
Tight furlong to go there, just as the link.
Play on, falling down in the tackle.
And Sexton to find a bit of space, left by Zebo for Earls. It actually falls to Rob Kearney. Take that bicep injury. It's the tendon at the base of the bicep, but he's been okay. Just about full training before this game. In the sessions that mattered. Sexton. Too much.
The execution's wrong. But again, we're seeing this time how the Allen tactics are going to attack the front 5 forwards of France, zigzagging from one side of the breakdown to the other with their carries. That's where the French tend to defend, with their big boys in and around the breakdown. And and they're trying to really wear them out with those big tackles that they're going to have to make. And hopefully they'll get some dividends later on in the game. As the fatigue starts to creep in, they'll start running their more agile runners at those men.
A little bit of accuracy maybe from Ireland in the early exchanges. Fantastic start, really. First 2 minutes really quick and accurate. Just in the last kind of couple of phases, box kick, the line out not going to where it is. The ambition is there, just maybe not the execution at the moment.
Joe Schmidt was making the points in his
Time on.
interview with Gabriel before the match that it's going to be greasy out there. It's very heavy rain earlier on this afternoon. Thankfully, it seems to have gone away. Serran to Lopez. Oh, nice. Fika, lovely offload as well. Nakatafi takes it from Spedding. Well, Fico's still just 22 years of age when he burst on the scene and all the tricks. He's still got them. He's got rid of the injuries as well. Serran, well, he certainly has a box of tricks. Oh, what a sidestep as well. Brilliant from the French scrum half. In when he slipped on the floor. Advantage being played for France here. Serran was just looking for a supporting man there. If he found him, it would have been a score. Free play here as Spedding tries the kick. It's back for the penalty.
And there's the threat of France. All made initially from the break from Frickow, but then Kevin Gordon with his carry. Here's Frickow, skips out of the tackle. Spedding just offloads slightly too early, needs to draw Carney there. But they don't panic, they recycle the ball. To draw Carney there, but they don't panic, they recycle the ball. And then with Gordon having made that little half break, got some extra meters, tied in the guards in and around the breakdown, it creates the opportunity for Serran to snipe, but he's so sharp at that, isn't he? And almost lucky in some respects that he spills the ball there, or it could have been with fast ball and numbers out to the left, a different result to just 3 points that were on offer here.
Watching both of the back lines warming up before the anthems. What happened there? Fiku, Lamarat, they were doing that in rehearsals. They were in the warm up. They were just slipping out of tackles. They were doing that. Ireland really need to be making those tackles. If you come up that high, Gary Ringrose, if he comes up, you have to make those tackles. That's international rugby.
There's Cami Lopez. Not for him, for any international kicker. It was almost a gimme. France have points, and they're fully deserved. Nobody in the Irish camp taking this lightly at all. France under Noves showing signs of coming back. Here goes Zebo. Nakatafi.
Advantage not gone. Away, Green!
Serran. Lopez, as the ball was taken back into the 22. They kicked it out direct. It would have been.
Hands away now, stay out!
Not just loss of possession.
Advantage is over now, advantage over!
Where the point, the ball had been kicked. So they had to think outside the box, but France doing rather well in that respect at the moment. Looks as if they've got ideas.
Big boot there to clear the lines. Such a big man for a fullback, Spedding, isn't he? Interesting second kickoff of Ireland's that France have struggled to deal with. Ireland have got a hand up there above them, just knocked the ball on. They're targeting the players in the French team that wouldn't really be expected to go up for the line now for the kickoff. That time Vaha Mahina didn't look comfortable, didn't look like he wanted to get up there early, beaten to the ball.
Murray, Sexton. A show from Ringrose, back with Murray to find Sexton against Zebo. He's one of those wingers that thrives. You're at request or even demand on his part to pop up in midfield and leave his post and go looking for work. There's big Tig Furlong, tipped by many to be not just a line but a test line. He slipped, and he's all about that. Ringrose again, taking the ball into contact. Murray is patient here from Ireland. Furlong once more.
Move now! K5, stay, good man.
Sean O'Brien
Lay on, yes,
came out the side, and France might profit. Slimany off the floor, Saran nicely flicked to Spedding, and Spedding's got a big boot. And look at that bounce on. Zebo carried that over.
A 5-metre scrum that. Tried to keep it in field, but in doing so the ball went out in the goal area, went into touch in the goal area, and because he played it before it had gone over the line, it will be a 5-metre scrum to the French. Brilliant attacking position.
And again, the accuracy from Ireland, the turnover, the quick ball. You're seeing everything you don't want to see from France if you're Irish eyes. Simon Zebo, always the X factor, always looking for trying to keep the ball alive. Unfortunately, sometimes it just doesn't work for you.
Time is out now.
And the difference in the outcome, massive here.
When I ward the scrum, we need to get ready and to go, okay? Time will come on when I call the coach now because I stopped the clock.
First French scrum. Girardeau will want to get a clean strike as quickly as he can and then get his foot back underneath him so it's not off the ground too long. Try and weather that initial snap that will come defensively from Ireland.
Ball goes into touch, Ireland throw, okay, pressure on, but Rory Best and all that experience now. And it's put into this scrum. What a big scrum this is. And already a decision from Nigel Owens as to who's on top.
Arm away and angle.
A lot of discussion amongst the French players of what their options should be here. They're going for the scrum again. I think that's wise because the pressure that they're then putting under the referee to make a decision. What they just need to be careful is they don't give him an easy out by collapsing at the engagement. And they can really apply this pressure now for Ireland to, having given away that penalty, Ireland won't want to attack quite as much as they did on the last scrum. Gives the French the opportunity to get the ball to the back at Picamol's feet and then do what they do best, build the power as the scrum goes on.
Turning down the three-point shot, okay, out wide, but it was a chance to go to post. But France feeling it's one of those moments in the game to seize upon, to make a statement as well as possibly more points here. The drive off the base, Saran is looking for the ball, but it's belonging to the forwards at the moment. He's sitting there working very hard. Saran has it. Mahina, offside has been called.
It's a free shot for the French.
Gordon waits and takes. Man of the match against Scotland.
Ozzeh is standing on the touchline. Here it is.
He's looking. Lopez across to him. He's caught it. Ozzeh didn't take the ball with him, but I don't think it went forward. And Labra comes round on the outside. And the confident call to go for the scrum leads to the score on the other side of the field. I think it's going to be checked for the potential knock-on here.
Yes. For the first time, when the number 8 picked it up, that's the one you mean, yeah?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, have a look and try yes or no.
Okay.
George Ayoub, the TMO.
Yeah, certainly looked to me as though it went backwards, knocked out. Doesn't matter which way it bounces is the important thing. Doesn't matter whether it bounces forward. If it goes back out of his hands, then it's okay. If it goes back out of his hands and bounces forward, it's still okay.
Is it the Fiku? His possession, I think maybe we're going to have a look at here. To me, he rolls that forward.
There's not that forward, you're right.
I have a decision, George, down here.
It's not out of the tackle, it's Fiku.
Nigel,
Yeah.
I have a decision for you, but
Yeah,
if you'd
okay.
like to have a chat.
Okay, yeah. For me, it looks like he's nudged forward from one hand to the other.
Correct? Yes.
Lovely, thank you.
It was the second movement.
No try. Back to the advantage offside.
Hopefully that's a lesson for the Irish team. They cannot allow the French team to build momentum like that and condense in, because it's the second crossfield kick in a very, very short space of time.
So he's back for the penalty. Still a chance to leave with points.
But you were offside after that the second time as well.
Not
okay?
quite
After
what
the
France
scrum, you're
thought they
offside
had.
again. Keep pushing back, all of you on the backs.
But there can be no complaints on the evidence that was put before. Not just the TMO, but also, of course, on the big screens in the stadium for Nigel Owens and George Ayer, making sure that he, even though he'd made the call himself in his own mind, he wanted the referee to take the lead. Nigel Owens,
Good work, George. Well done.
not normally shy at that. So there's the 3 points. And watching touchline, former French international Olivier Magnier. Olivier.
Yes.
Your thoughts?
Yes. You know, for the start, it's very good for France, of course, because we are very efficient, and I know our forwards now I think dominate the island forward.
Stay
So
off it,
and
don't push
the
up
kick
too
for Lopez is good as well. So I think this start is very good for the confidence.
Certainly has been a confident start from the men in all blue. Fiku back this time.
Again, they don't deal with that kick-off, though. It's a real area of concern for them. They'll be happy if they keep having kick-offs kicked to them, because it'll mean they're scoring points, but they will want to sort it out, because there's nothing worse than kicking your 3 points and then conceding again when you're in your own 22.
Don't dummy, please.
That's about the only concern France are having at the moment. It's far too easy for them in every way. Ireland need to change the momentum in this game somehow.
Keith Earls turned that one down. It was fizzing towards him.
No fake. Dummy is fake in French? Okay, fake, yeah, no fake.
Even territory possession-wise, everything Ireland has been around the halfway, in around the 10-metre. They haven't had the opportunity to get in, and nearly 20 minutes into the game, and I don't think we've been in the French 22 yet. Opportunity here with the line out. They really do need to build something here, because this game can slowly and quickly move. Can quickly move away from you.
Best throws. Accurate again. Equals the great Willie John McBride today with 53 appearances in this championship. Rory Best, the captain,
That's a
needs
ruck,
to
it's a
start
ruck,
to
no!
change things, inspire here. Furlong, Murray, Sexton, and again on the loop. There's Heaslett, here's Jamie Heaslett. Devon Toner, and nice from McGrath. Hands are good in general there from Ireland and Ringrose. Those little half chances, and Sexton trying to find the holes as well with the inside ball to stand up. But it's turnover for France again. And Spedding thought about running it. Discretion in the end.
And the French are really attacking the breakdown hard every single time, which means Ireland have to put more men in. And when they go to the next breakdown, they haven't got the numbers there quickly enough. Lamarat latching onto the ball. Superb turnover technique.
No.
Irish runners are really struggling to get into the game. We're having the little subtle movement of with the intricate little play to try and create the space, but the Irish are so late getting to the breakdown that Lamrat is in there. They've got the Pickamoles is doing damage in there. Gordon is doing well. He's down, hopefully getting a bit of treatment, but he's getting into the Irish breakdown as well, and that's a real source of frustration. They're getting a lot of turnovers, and you can see what they want to do from that turnovers. Kicking is not their first option.
Gordon back on his feet. Don't forget, tomorrow, live from Twickenham, England against Italy. And starting on ITV at 2 o'clock, the programme. 3 o'clock, the kick-off. Turner's take, Devon Turner, 6'10" of him.
It's another opportunity for them to tighten the game up a little bit. They've had real success in the last 2 line-outs driving. Turner's leg just being lifted there. Penalty coming.
It's a lot of leg. Here's Murray. Caught by Saran, but Murray's strong. Rory Best knew he had to react there as the acting scrum half. Stander now. Referee's okay with it. Crowd weren't.
No, leave. There's no problem there, leave. There's no problem. No advantage.
The referee was right by that tackle from Lamarat, just lifting up slightly.
Lifting the legs in the maul.
It's a penalty for lifting the line-out jumper that the penalty was for, so the Sexton kick to the corner, having had 2 successes in terms of metres for the last 2 line-outs. If they drive as far as they have there, they'll be over the whitewash.
One of Devon Turner's step ladders there being upended.
This was a real source of frustration for Ireland in Scotland. Penalties, kicking to the corner, and then the set piece not functioning.
There he goes again. He had no trouble with the cornice, not struggle with the skirting board. Devon Turner, who's a magnificent presence for Ireland at the line out, but these errors will not help Ireland try and build some momentum in this match.
Gordon just mentioned the inaccuracies. They tried the shift drive, threw it towards the back and then shifted in field. Toner comes down, so they allow Toner to be sacrificed. That hand just coming through there from Vaha Mahina.
Keep the transfer short in the line out, please, both sides.
It's a coaching point. When you've got the ball there, you want it underneath your belly so that no arms can come through. If you leave it on your hip to try and pass it back to the next guy coming in, you leave yourself open to that big mitt of one of the second rows coming through and knocking the ball out of your hands.
Those big, clumsy second rows.
Occasionally, it's very useful to be clumsy, as Vaha Mahina just showed there.
Bind! Set!
Scrum down again. France gave Ireland a pretty torrid time in Paris at the scrum last season.
It's just too easy for France at the moment. Any sort of pressure points that Ireland are building, they're just giving them easy outs. As a player, you always say, don't give them an easy out. You lost the line out, put them under pressure, make them kick it out, at least it's your ball back. And now France getting another foothold back into the game.
See a little bit long-legged. He wants those, the upper thighs underneath his body. You can see he just gets him a long way back, so all the opposition prop has to do is just ease back slightly, lower his shoulders down, and there's nowhere for him to rest his weight at the front.
See if Ireland can take advantage.
Away, Blue!
France, who've been giving statistically most penalties away in the championship after the first 2 rounds on average over those 2 games, but today only making those errors. Not this time.
Hands away, Blue! Vantage
Murray.
over!
Sexton. Here comes Carney up from fullback.
Off your feet,
30 years of age now, Rob Carney. 75th cap. Nice between Best and Furlong. There's O'Brien, Tone up. Henshaw and Carney. That that time, and it does come out the side. Ringrose on hand for Ireland. Stand up. Sexton looks for a good bounce.
Brilliant from Sexton. I was just thinking they've run out of momentum. Everything's going backwards. They're just shoveling on poor ball after poor ball. It needs to be kicked down into the corner, and from an acute angle, he couldn't have done much better there.
Even just play devil's advocate for a second. Bahamina sitting in the middle of the field, walking. If Ireland go through a couple of more phases, can you get Gary Ringrose, can you get Robbie Henshaw running at them? It's 25 minutes into the game and these guys are walking already. That has to be where Ireland, if they want to try and get an advantage on them, but it means going through the phases and continuing to go through the phases, unfortunately. It's hard, but as a player, it's easier to attack than it is to defend.
No, I think it's clash of heads. There's nothing bad in it anyway. You okay? Cheers, thanks, George. Yeah, team was double-checked everything. Okay.
Maybe that's why Bahamina was walking. Huge shot on furlong there.
I appreciate what you're saying, and make the extra effort to give me a good height, and then I can see the other picture, okay? Time on.
Referee being talked to, but Nigel Owens in those situations always asserts his authority. And a World Cup final referee. Durrani caught in possession.
Inside, yes.
Saran. Just check with the referee, you might have heard whether he could do that. Go straight to touch, had the ball been taken back inside the 22, it had not.
Yeah, but double, ask the question from you then, okay?
Conor Murray didn't agree.
Be careful, if you pull the ball back too far, then it's out, it'll be out, okay?
Conor Murray being sent away, having used the line-out drive effectively. And I just wonder whether they've got a little trick up their sleeve now for a dummy drive and then bounce out of it.
That's good, that's
keep
good,
it
that's
tight
better.
again.
Good transfer, good. Go back, stay back. Can we stay back, go back. Okay.
Jonathan Ryan trying to get it going. Told to use it. Murray, Sexton, Ringrose, Sexton, and into space. Johnny Sexton, little chip. Had to work hard to get there, but Ozzeh wasn't clean. And Mackay Taffy helped out his fellow winger there as Earls was going through.
You were asking, does he have something special? I think they did. Looking forward to seeing this, but turning Fiku inside out, everybody running their line, just a little bit of a bounce, maybe the little look of a bounce, but great to see.
That's the archetypical threat of Sexton, isn't it? They call him that sort of player a two-touch 10. They like to get it from 9, give it to someone else and then run round them and get it back, and he runs that arc so well, doesn't he? Makes the decision just to chip over the top. Puts all sorts of pressure in the French back three's mind, and now they'll have a massive opportunity, but the scrum's not been functioning. It's down to those boys at the front to make sure clean ball is available.
Parting mouth time there, just for the French bench watching on, but also Ozzeh initially, then Nakatafi really didn't get on the end of it. Did well to in the end. Penalty to Ireland at the scrum. It was moving all over the place.
Do you go for the scrum again?
I'm not sure I'd risk it. If you want to play on it, goes to the corner. Now they're going for it.
This is when you're talking about the Joe Schmidt and how he will be approaching this. There is 6, 7, 8 phases in the bank here. We just need, the Irish team just need a solid plan for it. Get the ball out. 2, 3 phases, there will be something he'll be looking to get around the corner, beat France around the corner, happily score on the other touchline.
Keep the pressure off.
You can even see from how the 12 and 13, 10, Keith Earls falling in behind Johnny Sexton there. They want this ball now.
Let's see what Ireland have got here. First bit done by the forwards. Murray to Henshaw right on that gain line. And it's quickly back to Murray, and he's deadly from here. Conor Murray!
That all comes from Robbie Henshaw fighting for that extra yard. Next forward's coming, cleaning deep, but it's front football. It's quick. There's so many threats. You've Sean O'Brien coming around the corner. CJ's probably lurking in there somewhere, and we see it here. This contact, just getting those extra couple of inches. Jamie, cynically maybe, just pushing past, checking a few of the defenders. But brilliant. It's like Conor Murray had to come in and play well, and he really is living up to that now.
It's manipulating the defensive line, isn't it? You run Henshaw hard and tight, and that means that those players coming around the corner are desperate to get wide, to think of the threat of the men outside and the pace that they'll have outside, and all that space creates the opportunity for Conor Murray to pick and go on the inside of players running away from him and win that collision battle when usually someone of his size wouldn't be expected to.
And the Ringrose clear out gave Murray that quick ball. France had no time to not regroup, just get into any form of group. And Sexton nails the kick.
Cami Lopez is very, very talented number 10, but that's the channel they knew they had to go down, and that was where the easy yards were. And you talk about the Gary Ringrose clean out, that's as important as the carry. And Conor Murray is just, Johnny Sexton coming back in was going to free him up to play, and he certainly is doing that.
Forward by Toner. Lopez gets this away, there's a possibility. Spedding. Fiku, Ozzeh with him. Saran. What are you saying about clinical and restarts? Gourdon.
Release, Rack!
Always through there. Captain doing a good job.
Hughes!
Take 5 seconds after the use it call.
No green, Rack!
Saran used all of them there. Slimani. Starting this time, he got the try when coming off the bench against England. And France just fell short in round 1. Now behind in this match when they've been on top for so long. Now, is that the choke tackle from Standard nearly? All leads to the penalty, the pressure.
Lopez nearly does really well, but he just loses his footing and goes down to a knee. Easy decision. He's such a hard man to move, Sean O'Brien. But look, he goes low, wins the battle of the shoulders, but just as he does that, he doesn't chase his feet up fast enough. His knees go on the floor, penalised for going off his feet.
Robbie Henshaw is getting through a mountain of work already. He's defending in that outside channel, he's holding square, and it is starting to pay dividends now. The defenders inside him are able to set their line speed off him. He's getting through a huge amount of work.
Gordon, just how strong is Sean O'Brien? He's got farmer's strength, hasn't he?
He's incredible. When he was in the academy and he was training with us, you couldn't believe the strength of an 18-year-old. And he's one of those guys who looks at weights and gets bigger. But his power, his ability to break through tackles is second to none.
It's also his guile as well there. He didn't use his strength early on. He allowed France to win the hit, and then once they thought they'd got him in a position, he came back at them.
What is it? What is it?
Almost like a judo player.
What is it? Done? Got a penalty?
Different feel in the ground now.
Okay.
Of course, there was a cheer when Murray went over, but there was a hint of relief in the noise as well.
Hands away, blue, move!
Now the belief coming out from the home supporters.
Stay back, lads!
As Ireland start
Away,
building
blue.
the waves of attack. Donica Ryan, Conor Murray, 2 months to men. There's Sean O'Brien.
Stay
of
back, stay
Leinster.
back!
Ryan again. In where it hurts. Sexton. Ringrose.
Away, away! Advantage from the
And a
neck.
penalty coming.
Away,
Zibo
blue!
again across. Murray goes on. Building here from Ireland. Step by step. O'Brien. Zibo's trying to get back out to his wing, and he just about has done that to offer the width. Toner. I think he knew that was coming. Picamoles.
Picamoles is getting France out of trouble time and time again. He did it last week against 2 weeks ago against Scotland.
I understand. You were told
French players are
he's short,
bare
he's
tired.
going
He's
down,
coming up, he's doing
but
big
you have to
hits.
make the effort to keep away from the net, okay? And nothing else back there as well, please.
Mahina just being told off for this tackle. It's very difficult for him because as he lines up Ringrose to make the hit.
Gone quickly. And here's Earls. Just thought they might catch France sleeping, and Murray.
Hands away, Rack! Back!
McGraw right in
Hands away,
there.
blue! Release! Get off your feet, release!
These are really tense times for Ireland because they know a score here. Take advantage of this position as we approach half-time.
Get off your feet and throwing it down!
And they could really start to seize control of the match. It was equally tense for
Off your feet!
France from that
Release it
range.
too slow.
We just conceded with Murray driving over. Little match within the match here at this point.
Not on your feet!
And Ireland looking to grab the match by the scruff of the neck.
We said they had to move them around. We had to play at them. Ireland had to play at them. This is high,
Discipline down
great,
there now.
great to see. They've got to get points on the board from this period. France are beginning to tire. Their discipline is starting to go. They're lazy into the rucks. Their defenders in or around the pillar, either side of the ruck, are starting to be late in there, and Murray is making inroads.
Another good line out.
Some more! Stays up!
And it's staying on the move. Best on the floor now. Helped by Murray, he slipped. They're trying to roll it over. It'll be a penalty.
Time out, please. Time out. Up you go.
We might
Time
want
out.
to have a word here.
Wait, Johnny, please. Wait. You can take this now as an official warning. If I think the next offence is willful, then somebody will be bowing. If I think it's willful. If I can understand. Okay? Right, look, the transfer looked fine and short to me, but I'll keep an eye. Discipline, please.
There's some really smart
Time will
play
come
in
on.
there from Ireland. There was a French player who was falling over but doing his
I've
best
had
to
the
stay on
word.
his feet.
Thank you.
An
Time out.
Irish arm just wrapped around his legs, just made sure he did go down. Give away the penalty. Now the referee has warned France. They've got to be whiter than white. Not give away
Discipline.
anything. And because
No
it's in the
obstruction.
referee's mind, he's
Please.
looking for it. He's looking for an offence for France. Very, very difficult to defend.
Numbers, please.
So Ireland need to be clinical and accurate here. Put France under pressure. Either get the points or get somebody off the field through their indiscipline.
Or the double win to get the yellow card and then stay down there and get the try. But of course they will
That's wins.
go for the score.
To the middle.
Brilliant counter-mauling from the French. Absolutely superb. Spotted that they've been wheeled out of the way and they win the penalty.
Mahina making amends there.
Defence of
That's
the
what
ball
France
is
can
good.
do to you. They have that size, they have that ability. They didn't contest in the air. Let
Holding
Ireland
on.
have it, and then just, as you're saying, the counter drive and putting Ireland back 6-7 metres and the turnover.
How important will that prove to be in the final analysis?
That is so clear as well, isn't it? It's so important. Often when you lose defenders, as France do here, the players who aren't in the maul are so slow to react because they don't want to come in and give away the opportunity, and that allows Ireland to get set. But look at the work of the players coming in now on that extra leg drive. They don't stop once they make the initial hit. They keep going till Ireland go to floor. And give the referee an easy decision to make.
It's not just a turnover and a penalty going the other way. It's 60 metres down the thing. You're going from being just short of the try line to now defending in your own half.
Fine, stay out, Sex now, back last feet.
And the psychology of it too.
Okay, and who's then? Who's?
Ronaldo will be proud of his men there and the defensive effort. And he has something to build on in the second half, although, to be fair to France, many passages of this first half, they've been building on very solid foundations. Just about got time for this line out.
Line out. Time out. Time out, line out. Okay?
Luke Pearce is the assistant on that far side.
Okay, time is out then, Ray. Stop the
And
clock.
he has been promoted today to assistant number 1 because Wayne Barnes had to pull out for family reasons, and Dan Jones
Time on.
came on the scene. He refereed the Munster game last night as the assistant number 2.
Line it over. 2 away now, 2! 2! Out now! You missed, 2 out.
So final play.
Yeah, okay. Retreat, Blue, when you lose. Away now!
France just need to make sure they keep Ireland out of range.
Sexton ringrose, Sexton working again. Sexton judged that Zebo, the odds were against him there. Despite his talents, and Ringrose up through the middle, Best good support work. Here comes Stander.
Release!
Furlong bouncing off the tackle. Sexton's trying to run the show here. And Ringrose, nice step.
Away, Blue!
Murray. Stander looking so keen for work, as he always does. Ireland don't want this half to end. Not until they've got something. Rory Best. Conor Murray! He's already got one. Throws it back into Irish hands. Those of McGrath and Furlong, the 2 props. And listen to the crowd now. Rory Best again, advantage over from that French knock-on. Here goes Zebo, looking for a way.
Release!
And France hanging on again here. Look at Stander there, barging his way past Spedding. Murray to Zebo. And that tension has returned. O'Brien looks for the space.
Hands away, lost!
And it has been knocked on.
Halfway line, there's knock on, yes.
And to their great credit, France survive again. Having led at one stage by 6-0, courtesy of the boot of Lopez. Thought they had a try, but it was ruled out by the TMO. And Conor Murray, the scorer for Ireland, converted by Sexton. And the views of Johnny, Brian and Gareth in the studio, Olivier and Shane, touchline with ringmaster Mark, come next.
ITV's coverage of the RBS Six Nations, sponsored by the new Peugeot 3008 SUV.
My name's Ellie. You called about an attack?
We will find the man who attacked you.
Promise me you had nothing to do with what happened to Trish.
I am not a violent man.
I'm scared he's going to do it again.
Broadchurch starts Monday at 9 on ITV.
These days, everything is fast. And fast is everything. Fast news. Fast food. Fast delivery. Fast dating. Too fast for words. But today's fast needs to be clever fast. The William Hill app is now clever fast. So you can get on with all sport Aqua 5 insurance faster than ever.
Meet the new Ford Cougar. How Cougar are you?
As an RAF reservist, you can train with and work alongside regular airmen and airwomen in one of over 30 roles. And you could start by committing just 27 days of your spare time a year. Find your role as a spare time reservist. Recruiting now. Search RAF Recruitment.
An irritating itch is hard to ignore. And it can be caused by your powerful antiperspirants. Introducing new and improved Dove Men Plus Care with 48-hour sweat protection and Dove's 1/4 moisturizer technology. Especially created for men, is tough on sweat, not on skin.
Right, let's meet John and Lizzie from Harpenden. So how did you discover your superpower?
He just picked me up one day.
Oh, I bet he did. What do you call that?
The human barbell.
Nice. Well, take it away, guys. Super strong. Super stiff. And with the N-Power Super Fix, your energy prices could be fixed until March 2021. Lovely, John. Britain's overflowing with superpowers and N-Power wants to give you a few more. With the Super Fix March 2021, you have the N-Power.
Sometimes I feel like I'm just a lost kid, stumbling through these towns, stuck in between highways. Nothing feels the same.
My voice is my password.
At HSBC, you can now use your voice as your secure telephone banking password. Onwards.
Shih Tzu.
Cockapoo.
Bloodhound.
Collie.
Border Collie.
Poodle.
You know your poodle from your spaniel, but do you know what you can do with your pension pot? PensionWise offers free, impartial guidance over the phone or face-to-face. Call us for some
pointers.
0800 138 1888.
Ireland just ahead at half-time. Conor Murray's 10th try in 56 appearances mean that Ireland, having come from behind, have a 1-point lead at the interval here at the Aviva Stadium. And particularly in the last 10 minutes, they were pouring on the pressure, but the French line held pretty well.
Yeah, I think when they go in at half-time, I think the French team, even though they're under pressure, will look at the scoreline and realise that they're still in the game. Ireland may come to rue the chances that they've missed. But ultimately, France came out and I think they played in a way we expect them to. They played with ambition. They offloaded. But I think the moment Ireland, with especially Murray and Sexton, started pulling the strings, started directing the game, then that's when Ireland got on top, and they seemed to stay on top for the rest of it. But there are times where you think, they were sending people down the channels, sending two people down individual channels, and it's difficult to defend. And they showed that in abundance. They showed they've got a lot more to come as well.
Johnny Sexton at the centre of everything that's good for Ireland, as we expected. In a moment here with Keith Earls, talk us through maybe what the possibilities were for a try to actually come from this.
Well, I think that when you look at Sexton,
a lot of his stuff is running around on loops or on plays like this. This is a classic play that he seems to love doing. So you'd think that France would really sort of understand their roles. But here, when on this reverse angle, you see Fickou on the line from Henderson, he actually takes neither. I think whether he's got a little bit dissociated from his 12 inside, but as you watch when this comes through, he doesn't cover the inside line, which puts him right in no man's land. He actually does well to recover. If Earls comes a bit shorter, we don't know, actually, they defended it very well at the end. But you look at Ireland, Sexton's so instrumental in that, going to the line, moving across. He's either a loop ball or he's out the back of the 12-13, or maybe he's going to the line inside ball. If you cover that down as a 10, you suddenly feel quite claustrophobic. As it is, he's having a nice time out there. He just put a 40-yard break in. I imagine he's now feeling like it's good to be back.
Let's have a look at the try then, and particularly the work Conor Murray gets it with the work of the two centres.
Yeah, it was the pressure that was built from that actual play. They forced a 5-metre scrum. You just keep an eye on Gary Ringrose. A great carry from Henshaw, but it's the centres together. Joe Schmidt is big on a thing called barrelling, which is someone that clears out the left-hand side of the ruck and someone that clears out the right. The difficulty from that scrum is who's going to clear out the left-hand side. Gary Ringrose comes in and almost wins that ruck single-handedly. It's a brilliant clear with a little bit of help from Sean O'Brien. Leaves the ball on a platter for Conor Murray, and it's an easy score for him to get in. It's really simple, effective rugby, and it's just direct and just using the best of what they have there.
And I think what that is 1 second. He's hit that ruck so well, he's gained a second, and the French team have lost a second to come and defend. And it's just that 1 split second that's opened up the gap for Murray to go through. It's small things like that make big differences in these tight games.
France started the game really well, didn't they? They were playing, as Gareth said, in the way that we want to see them play. Baptiste Serin, fabulous run from him, which is everything we love about watching this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite nice actually what Brian's done and Gareth are talking about. This is a lovely sort of bit of offloading and just keeping the ball alive. But when Serin makes the break here, there's actually a bit of a clear out here. You'll watch that. I think Tony gets held on the floor there, which just allows the space. It's actually a pretty amazing step. I think I was thrown by that, and I'm in the studio. But it is lively. They can create something out of nothing, and they can show they can do it even on a wet day like this. They're happy to go out the back of the hand. They're happy to sort of take people on close, face to face. It doesn't have to be run up stuff. It's catch and move, hand off and go, which means they can do it. But Ireland are building stuff. France seem to be trying to make the most of an odd occasion, whereas Ireland are just constantly straight into the French 22. If they're out, they're straight back. If they're out, they're straight back. And it's just starting to crack at the end, I felt.
Yeah, it's about momentum and building your way into the game. I think France came out of the blocks really well. They were vicious at the ruck, defensively very strong. So Ireland were, there was a lot of big collisions early on. I just think Ireland through the halfbacks have grown into the game and they're just pulling the strings a bit. And now that the defence has softened up a small bit and they've had a bit of success through the middle and out wide, the French defence isn't fully sure, who their man is, and that lends itself to positives for a second half performance for Ireland.
OK, you could be here at the Aviva Stadium for the final game of this year's Six Nations, the small matter of Ireland against England on St Patrick's weekend. Take a look at this. Here's your chance to be £30,000 richer and be at the Ireland v England match. You and 3 guests will bag tickets to the final fixture of the Championship as Ireland take on England in Dublin on the 18th of March. The prize includes travel and 4-star accommodation. And don't forget, we're also throwing in £30,000 tax-free cash. For your chance to win, text Rugby to 65433. Text costs £2 plus 1 standard network rate message. Go to the website. Entries cost £2 or post your name and phone number to RBY 2017, PO Box 7558, Derby, DE1 0NQ. Entrance must be 18 or over. Lines close at 10 a.m. on the 27th of February, and you must be contactable on the 6th and 7th of March. Good luck.
ITV's coverage of the RBS Six Nations, sponsored by the new Peugeot 3008 SUV.
Welcome to the world of American Express, where you can enjoy rewards on things you buy every day, where intelligent security helps protect you from fraud, and you get special access to great nights out. Just part of the rewarding service we deliver daily. American Express.
Here in Alsace live the most intelligent dogs in the world. They're Sachets. They deliver Cronenbourg to the deserving.
Eric!
Ouais, Sandrine.
Emergency at the church! Eric, the postman's lost again.
Man's best friends, delivering one of man's greatest achievements. Le caste suprême.
Welcome to the Fullback, the new pickup from Fiat Professional. Built for work, built for life. For £199 a month over 2 years, in showrooms now.
Charlie. Alexa, what's in the news?
Here's your flash briefing. In today's top stories.
Alexa, pause.
Here we go again. Alexa, find me a local estate agent.
Here are a few nearby popular ones.
I am the master of entertainment. Only I know how to avoid recordings clashing.
Take back control of your entertainment. Record 6 shows whilst watching another recording with the new Virgin TV V6 box.
Get the match on. Who have you got for first goal scorer? It's double delight hat-trick Evan. I wonder who the gaffer backed.
What does he know?
What do I know?
Double or treble your first goal scorer odds with Double Delight and Hat-Trick Heaven, exclusive to Betfred.
You missed a bit.
ITV's coverage of the RBS Six Nations, sponsored by the new Peugeot 3008 SUV.
Well, Brian, being the 23-man game that it is now, the timing of the substitutions will be interesting and crucial in the second half.
Yeah, because that first 20 minutes was so incredibly physical. You know, there are going to be tired bodies on 50, 60 minutes. I look at both benches and there's plenty of talent to come off it. I'm excited about the prospect of Healy, Henderson, O'Mahony adding to the pack. And if needs be in the backs as well. But listen, there's lots still to play for. You know, there's nothing in this game, and we've seen how tough it is to win away from home. Can France grind out a victory that's eluded them for quite a while now?
Johnny, you're not absolutely convinced that there is necessarily a structure to the French defence?
I think there's, you know, they're definitely building. In fact, actually, what's been amazing has been their defence in open play, just constantly phase after phase. They're folding around the ruck, they're filling the numbers, they're numbering up well. Ireland certainly haven't, I think, started shouting about having 3-on-2s, 4-on-2s, any of that sort of stuff. But what they've done is they've managed to pull the French around too easily. On a wet day like this, when it's pretty tough handling, you really need to be going up with that line speed, which is putting pressure on that kind of stuff. And unless they do pressure that tackle and send Ireland backwards, Ireland are going to creep forward in that contact situation, and they will constantly find their way back into the French 22, and they'll keep taking points. France have to step it up in defence and actually turn the tables a bit. In order to do that, they've got to look at each other for confidence and go and attack the situation, and offence being the best form of defence.
And knowing Guy Novez as you do, what will his message be at half-time?
I think the same message at the start of the game. Nothing's really changed. This game is still huge pressure. They've actually gone in a position that they can be comfortable. They're 1 point behind. You know, they're hanging their hat on this game. They now have 40 minutes, no longer 80 minutes, 40 minutes, so it's less time. Go out there now and do exactly what they said they would do at the very start and impose their game plan. I think the more they impose their game plan, the less of a threat Ireland become.
Just 1 point in it then at half-time. A reminder earlier at Murrayfield. Scotland 29, Wales 13. Wales, Ireland coming up next. And Scotland at Twickenham. We'll have that one, as we will at Twickenham tomorrow, England against Italy. But now the second half of this tight one with Gordon Darcy, Ben Kay and Miles Harrison.
Thanks, Mark. And if you need reminding, I'm sure Irish supporters do not, the last 6 meetings between these two countries have been so close. Just 13 points have separated the teams over all of those games. And those 2 draw matches involved in those 6 meetings. So, recent history shows that 1 point in it is just about right at half-time. And as Gareth was saying there in the studio, France certainly hanging their hat on this match. A lot of pressure back home, certainly in the media, saying to Guy Neves, look, the recovery signs are there, we can see them, but we need to get this big away win to show that there has been genuine progression in terms of results over the last year. And both sides knowing that defeat in this game almost rules it out of the championship race.
Hold the ball in yourself, stay.
So all in all, a vital 40 minutes here.
Another huge boot from Spedding just to clear the lines. Ireland just need to rediscover what they had towards the end of that half, that ability to get the driving play going, tire the French forwards out,
well, okay?
and then inject some pace.
Jack McGrath just making sure everyone's on the same page with Captain Rory Best. Yep. To the front, McGrath one of the lifters.
That's once!
Donegal Ryan again in there shouting his orders.
Next stop is for Hughes! Hughes!
Murray, the try scorer, Sexton.
Stay.
Oh, that's gone high. Really high. And it troubled Spedding. And it's back with Murray. And Earls wants it. Stander goes for the kick. Earls not the tallest. Something on it. Fiku too tight to the line.
I think CJ may have very fond memories from Rome with his kicking ability. I think that was good play by Ireland there, going for the kick. France didn't have to commit numbers into the ruck. And we see Rob Kearney not contesting in the air. He knew he couldn't. Doesn't want to be giving away a cheap penalty. And the agricultural boot from our friend CJ.
The rain has returned with sun venom. Sweeping in. His best throws, and it goes through the hands, still might work. O'Brien. Toner. Pick and drive through the middle first of all, just to test the French weakness. Maybe something discussed at half-time. Well, it doesn't work. Just getting in each other's way.
Accidental.
Nothing deliberate about the obstruction, so no penalty.
You often move to that tighter pick-and-go game when the rain comes in, but you've got to be so careful with your ball placement, because if it's around bodies, as someone goes to pick it up, there's always the danger that you can spill it. This time, banging into his own man. Just got to be careful that he plays with his head up. Make sure he's not running into his own colour shirts.
Keeping France in this part of the field for a sustained period of pressure, make them try and play out of here. The rain has come in. Ireland don't have to win the game in the 43rd minute, but they need France to put them under pressure. They need to make them play from here.
Pickaballs. Little pull back there.
I think Slimani, he's busy in the scrum. I think that Serran just starts edging up and tries to move Conor Murray away so that Picamoles has a free pick-up.
And then I'd gone to the number 8 feet with that time, and the number 9 is holding back. Fucking go, please.
Just watch here, Serran just edging, he's got his hand on the shirt in front of the referee. Again, that right arm comes out, just gives Picamole an extra couple of metres without Murray snapping at his heels.
He just gave Murray the nudge.
It's really silly. I think, you know, that's the maybe lack of international game time under his belt. But from a coach, you could see Guinoves would be furious at something like that. You're talking about the cheap, easy penalties, and you know a kicker of Johnny's calibre. You know, this should be 3 points.
He's done the hard work in many respects. Picamoles had used his large derriere to good effect. Sexton. Bit of a gift for Ireland at the start of the second half. Perfect, they will say.
Ben was talking in the first half of how France struggled with the kickoffs, and they eventually helped Ireland get back into the game. How Ireland deal with these kickoffs now is going to be really, really important, particularly with the little bit of rain coming down. How they play these out in the next few minutes.
Lopez restarts. Good catch, Tona. He fell out, but that ball is going to become increasingly slippy.
That's always such a difficult kickoff when you stood over there as the second rope, because the ball's too flat. You've got people coming in trying to lift you, but because it's got a low trajectory, there isn't time to get that pod up. So Tona has to take it himself, but as a result, he's falling towards the touchline. He's a very easy tackle, and that's as good as a turnover for France.
Down from Bernard Leroux, who's back in the side with injury to Shuli and Goujon. And Serran. And again, Ficou saw that he had the man on the inside, Spedding. He's been running well in this championship, the fullback, Vaha Mahina. Serran, Lopez. Here comes the green wall. Serran again. Switch to find Ozzeh from Lopez. And Ozzeh. Now of Toulouse. And Ficou too. Serran had a little look. Lopez. And then Spedding. In comes Zebo. Times it well. Lamarat is a handful. So to Nakatafi. And now it's France's turn to go for the pick and drive. These are the backs initially. Pick up from Leroux.
Ringrose screaming for support round the corner. It hasn't come.
Nakatafi, that has to be forward. Ficou's not heard the whistle in the din.
You can see from Ireland, they know that the rain has just delayed the French passes. They can pick up their numbers, they can decide who they've got in defence, and they're coming up from them. That man Picamoles again. Ireland having to keep them quiet, but you can see Simon Zebo. He knew he wasn't going to be able to flick that ball on because it's wet, it's greasy, and you see some questionable passing skills there.
But as it comes back to this side, as the pass comes in, look at the numbers France have, and that's because again those front five forwards have been tired out by the pick and go game. They've been dragged to one side, come back to the other, and the green shirts haven't folded round the corner as quickly as the blue shirts. Creates an opportunity. And just see the wingers on both sides having to step off their wing to shut the gate and stop the ball getting to the outside where the numbers are.
What Ireland are able to do though is they're able to pick 3-4 in and just come up, and because the ball is slippy, it's greasy, and if they go over the top, they're up high anyway, and they can defend them into the touchline.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Ryan Furlong against Cyril Baye. He's got the shove on, but Heaslip did well, didn't panic. Experience shining through there. For Murray as well.
Absolutely, Furlong under all sorts of pressure from Baye. Lifted up, and there's a tight head when you get up and see, having expected to turn around and see trouble behind you with the 9 and 8 under such pressure. To see that sort of game, he'll be giving Conor Murray a huge pat on the back.
Out. 9!
Dorado as well. And somehow gets his way through. Giant Vaha Mahina.
Last down, let it go. Green has slept. Fine. Hughes.
Saran, all floppy hair and old style in his look. French scrum half. Off goes Keith Earls. That shaven head of his. All aggression and elbows. There's Sexton on to Henshaw and Zebo. Heaslip stopped. Has it been turned over?
Advantage.
The referee holds out an arm in Ireland's direction, and Sexton likes the look of the drop goal. Nigel Owens likes it as well. Johnny Sexton is back. As the first half grew and grew, he did too, running the show. And there, with great aplomb, the three-pointer.
That's a great connection in of a drop goal with a calf tear. How much practice was he going to be able to get through, trying to find that balance between not doing too much? That's a brilliant strike, and it just shows the confidence that he has and he brings into this team.
Take from Sean O'Brien. He looks to barrel on.
Go back.
Slimmer, where are you going? Walking to an offside position. It's warned by the referee. Lopez does well. It's a hand in from Ringrose and then a catch from the centre.
Gunter's not gone.
Taking forward off a French hand. Ringrose did enough to destabilise things. And now it's pressure on Spedding again from Earls.
And again, the halfbacks' influence on this game is becoming more and more telling each time they get involved. You can see Conor Murray going to that breakdown, having the head up. You saw Spedding was heading one direction, pops it back over. Shane Williams talked before the match about where the kicks were going to be going, almost going back to where they came from.
Triple change from France. Here comes Weenie Antonio. Drop forward. Eddie Benarous is out there as well. For Slimani and Baye. And also Julian Devedek is on for Vaha Mahina.
Time will come on when the ball leaves his hands, okay? Hang on, boys.
It won't get any easier at the scrum, will it, with the weight that's just come on?
Rob Carney's having to go off. Word coming from the Irish bench that might be a twinge to the groin. It brings Andrew Trimble back into international action. He's just returning from a groin injury.
Not sure I can think of a better player to be coming into the game in this context. Andrew Trimble brings a huge amount of physicality to his attack and to his defence. That's exactly what Ireland need in this game.
Fellow Ulsterman Craig Gilroy couldn't make the 23 despite his lightning hat-trick in Rome. Sexton got a little bit of a tickle there from Devedek. Nothing too serious, and it's dropped again. Spedding struggling with the high ball in this rain, in this second half. And Ireland are playing on it.
It's very front on to the ball as well as it's coming down, so any drop and it's getting knocked forward This is the alarm that goes out on Sexton. It'll get a big boo from the crowd. Always looks worse in slow motion.
There are people pushing the ball into the tackler who's making a good effort to go away.
He's ambitious from Gary. He's done the hard work there. Maybe on a drier day, you might go for that offload.
That's not part of the game. That needs to stop. Okay? Thank you.
In view of what's happened in the past, France on Sexton, that was nothing.
Absolutely, there's been some questionable contacts on Johnny in recent years. Hopefully that's not part of our narrative or conversation today.
Okay, he was very good. I want the same from you. Height is good.
Well, Yannick Brew, the French forwards coach, said yesterday they would not be targeting Sexton. Much more on their plate, they thought, with the Irish back row, and they'd learned their lesson.
I'm sure they wouldn't have told you if they were.
Stability, France.
Belarus just going early there on furlong.
Free kick.
Wait
No
to
stability.
actually push before the ball comes in. A little bit keen. Don't want the free kick. They opt for the scrum again.
Crowd part to play here, and you could hear them.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Furlong's a bit higher on this one. Belarus just that left shoulder dipping in and across.
Advantage, back row is off.
Advantage to Ireland, Sexton to Zebo.
Number 7 binding.
Penalty at the scrum. Kevin Gordon coming off too early before the ball was out.
Binding.
Huge hit
Off the scrum.
from Pickamole on Zebo, who's moved into the full-back slot. And replace Carney. Trimble going out to the left wing.
Just wondering how much now the weather has impacted. I think we get to have a look at the at this contact.
Luke, can you hear me?
Gordon just almost gets into a little bit of a one-on-one battle with Sean O'Brien there. Tries to put him off balance by sliding up the scrum, making contact with him, but in doing so, as Belarus folds inwards, he loses his bind before the ball comes out.
And it can't just be a fingertip attachment, can it? It has to be a reasonable picture of binding.
Absolutely. You can't be looking like you're on your blocks, ready to go.
But this just playing into Ireland's hands. Starting to rack up.
That's just quality play. It hasn't all gone Ireland's way in this game, but every time they've had an opportunity, particularly in this second half, they've just kept the scoreboard ticking over. The Sexton drop goal, the penalties they're earning now, and that tide is just a tide of momentum just starting to go against the French, and also in the referee's mind about who's the ill-disciplined side in this game.
Absolutely, and you're talking about the discipline. It's just coming away from France now. 9 penalties, almost into double figures, and 54 minutes on the clock.
We're talking figures and experience caps. Ireland in their 23 today, 934 caps to France, 470. And maybe we're just starting to see that a little bit now. Simply played the conditions, although the rain has just eased a bit. Played the conditions very well in the second half. Ireland take from Trimble there. Murray so happy to take on that responsibility and to show what he can do time and time again. Almost a smile. Too early to break into one, but Murray, with a hop and a skip upfield there, looks the confident player that you want to see in these conditions at half-back.
Absolutely. We've seen Scott's betting in the first half with that absolute howitzer of a right foot, and that kick from Conor Murray, it just keeps the momentum. If the scoreboard's not tipping over, you want to have the momentum keep ticking in your favour.
Through the French hands, Spedding and Pickham as it doesn't work. Well, Spedding wasn't happy about that. He just put the arm through on Henshaw, got the ball away. Nakatethi and Zebo will gobble this one up if it sits for him, because he's got a lot of space to work in here. Trimble. He's got a couple of tries over the years in his long career now against France, both in Paris. Ireland get one here. Could be a game-breaking score. He slipped. Murray. Sexton. Spedding would have been worried about the high one. Still got to be concerned, although that does sit very nicely for him. The ball, played ball that time. Sexton. Shaping as if he was going to go for the Gary Ryan, but he found Zebo, and that is lovely link work with Murray and Heaslip, and Zebo again. Oh, look at the hands here. Donica Ryan.
They're going to have to do it without their playmaker, though. Sexton down in backfield after a late hit.
Jack McGrath. So playing with 14. Furlong back to Murray. Best. And listen to the crowd again. Furlong stands on his feet long enough for Best to get there to take it on. Stander supported by Henshaw. Murray, Zebo. Here comes Heaslip. Warning again to the French defence there. Keeping their discipline, but can they keep Ireland out? Zebo again, Murray, Stander nearly lost it. But the soak didn't hit the shower floor. There goes Heaslip again. O'Brien. Murray constantly ticking it over. Ringrose has a go. But France again holding out well in these situations. But for how long can they keep going? Furlong.
Sexton back with us now. He's in the centre screaming for the ball. He's seen an opportunity. He wants it quickly. They've got that guidance. It's come to the other side, though.
To the shorter side, and O'Brien.
Johnny Sexton's looking up, and he's seeing Antonio in front of him, and he wants to have a go at that.
Murray to Stander. Zebo is staying wide, keeping France interested with that possibility. Lost by McGrath and Pickamoles, and France might go from here. And Spedding is having a go. Look at this from Scott Spedding. Kick and chase is the French call. Back goes Zebo now to defend. He's got Earls with him, back on his feet very quickly, but he's lost the ball. Saran. The support was to his right. He knew it. Spedding. Nakatethi. It's still there. On from Antonio. Good on looking for the high call from the referee. No, says Nigel Owens. It's Ozzeh and it's dropped again. Well, first Ireland dropped it, now France at the end of their attack. End-to-end stuff.
Catch your breath. Brilliant break from Spedding. Probably got a little bit close to Zebo, the last man, before he kicked. It allowed him to stand his ground and almost shoulder check him legally. But then Ozzeh with an unbelievable hit to dislodge the wet ball. I think there's some oxygen being wheeled out for some of those players right now.
He has checked. He says nothing.
Lamarat was being challenged. France were calling for that. Sexton, what about the challenge on him?
We've checked everything. That tackle on the one before.
And this is the lovely hands from Ireland.
Again, the good clear out as well. We look at the extravagant stuff, but that move doesn't keep going. The timing will always look worse in slow motion. He does pull out of it. Maybe Benarouz. Great offload to keep it alive from Pickamore.
Okay, Ireland changes please, 1 and 4 I think.
Wasn't Zebo he got too close to, was it? It was Trimble, but watch this tackle from Ozzeh to dislodge the ball, targets the ball with that arm.
And again, keep going back to the 9 and 10. Sexton initiates the counter-attack. Simon Zebo, unfortunately, he coughing up the ball there, but everything good in the French 22 is coming through him at the moment. Conor Murray, again, his presence growing into the game. Really, really, really important people playing well for Ireland at the moment.
Let's tell you about these changes. Charles Olivon for Bernard Leroux, and for Ireland, Cian Hughes out there now. Ian Henderson as well. Get into the front row to join Rory Best and Tyke Furlong, so Jack McGrath off. And one more, and it's a new cap as well. Henri Chavancy comes on. Been around the block in the French domestic league, the top 14. And a couple of 100 games in that competition, and now he's got his French selection.
Stay straight. I don't want to see you coming across. Okay? That's why he went off last time. It's your angle. Stay straight.
Very clear instructions from Nigel there, which they will undoubtedly ignore
Good, please,
after the
shoulder,
first
spine good.
contact.
Crouch!
At least he feels he's made an impact.
Bind! Set!
A tougher job for him now to referee the scrum with the wet grass, a bit more slippy for the players. He has to judge whether it's a deliberate act or just the foot slipping away underneath.
Legs underneath your body to make it stronger and firmer, please. Okay? Well, the space was okay there. I thought you wanted any closer. Don't drop these, keep them up. I want an angle, please, straight.
Just telling Benarouz he wants him straight. He's been in at the angle underneath Furlong, trying to get under that solar plexus and lift him up.
Okay, what's the problem? Both sides. Get it right, please. Get it in, steady, nothing moves. Leg strong, bind up. Same with you as well.
We all wait for a bit of classic Nigel in those moments, but
You've only just come on, boys. There's no excuse you should be tired.
well, he's getting there.
It's fatigue day, isn't it?
Bind. Set. Ooze.
It's quickly channeled back to Heaslip that time. There's Henshaw crashing the ball up.
Away,
Some very important meters, so too Stander.
You were not the tackler, you were still on your feet. Out.
The end game was the penalty.
Sam,
He
on his
tried
feet,
to
not
help
the tackler.
Gordon, didn't he?
Stop the clear out.
Just said that you weren't the initial tackler, which means you have to go right round back to your own side before you can attack the ball. If you're the tackler, you can just stand back up and attack it straight away.
Johnny Sexton gone over the 600 points mark in international
rugby
rugby today.
Stander doing really well. I think he is the tackler, isn't he?
You were fine, no problem.
Depends on your definition of a tackle.
Time out. Substitution, okay?
When I played, my definition of a tackle was very loose.
Who's your captain?
More changes. Christopher Tolofua is on at hooker to replace captain Ian Gerardo. And also Maxime Nationaux at scrum half for Baptiste Souran. And sure again. so much for the team.
Lost now.
And those carries. Murray. That was so delicate. That is a man right on top of his game.
Absolutely incredible. And I had the feeling from last week that Conor Murray was coming into his own. Not his best game in Scotland, but he played so well in Rome. It's not the first kick today that's been inch perfect. It's the second or third, and it's been great to watch.
How much pressure now on the new hooker. Did really well.
We're told is in the squad really for his physical impact, not necessarily the nuts and bolts at the line out.
Anderson's got underneath there. We need to get this back. And into touch it goes. And
listen to the response again from the crowd, living every moment of this.
Ian Henderson is a one-man wrecking ball. Time and time again he does this for Ulster. You see him getting in to contest the opposition mauls and just somehow either physically moves it into touch or comes out with the ball. He's an incredible. You're talking about the Sean O'Brien, that farmer strength. I'm not sure he's cut out of the same ilk.
Keep that. Open up a bit, guys, please. Thank you. 2 meters, 2 meters. Come back.
It's a long way out. Just looking at the back line, there's a little bit of a short option either side off Sexton. Whether they'll have a dabble at the drive first, worked well in the first half.
There's Henderson at the line out, supported by Toner, who again shows lovely hands, the big man, and O'Brien as well. But it's turnover ball, and Antonio was alive to that. And here you go France, with Nakai Tathi. Ringrose trying to get to him, Trimble just checking all around to make sure. Nakai Tathi again. And Sexton.
Tackle, release, tackle.
Slowed it right down. Referee holds out an arm for that challenge. Chivancy wrapped up this time. France will see what they can do during this advantage period. Machino, Lopez, Davidek, Antonio. 23 stone he currently weighs in at. It's 24.5 officially
Away, Green, away.
in the Rugby World Cup. Chivancy again, but Sexton is enjoying the physical here. First game back. 64 minutes on the clock, you wouldn't know it as far as Johnny Sexton's concerned. And it goes on Yvonne.
Release. Advantage over.
Machino, Lopez, Pickaballs.
One man dragging 4 green shirts and leaving them on the floor as well defensively, stretching Ireland.
Lovely from Antonio. No knock on Machino. Just wanted to get it on, and that's lovely from Lopez, because had he given it, then Henderson might have been away. But Sexton's there again. Wherever there's a tackle, a breakdown, Johnny Sexton is getting involved. Zebo kicks. Referee talks to his TMO. It's all happening out there. Nakatathi from Spedding. Nakatathi. Sexton again, but the offload in, and Spedding.
That man, Conor Murray again.
What a tackle.
Machino, Lopez, Fiku, Antonio. Still not a knock on. Pickamols says, who wants it? Antonio. Tolofua. Some tired bodies out there now. These men off the bench definitely required Ledevidek. One of them gives it to Fiku. Rory Best trying to tackle and dislodge. But still that ball refuses to be knocked on in the tackle. Maestri head down.
Referee's just asking if there's a penalty offence. I think it might have been a neck roll. Henderson stayed down with his shoulder after that collision.
Hang on, lads. Right where I am.
I think that's completely understandable.
Okay.
He didn't pull out of that tackle.
Something blue.
It really looks like he's holding that now.
Yes, I have a neck roll call against you.
On number 7 green.
On Sam Green, show me please.
Sean O'Brien had got into a really good position. I think it's just a penalty offence. There's not a lot of force behind it.
Anyway, so we'll have a look, okay?
It'd be tough if it's more. O'Brien gets into a really good position here. Tries to shift him legally, can't do it, and then just rolls away with that right arm around Sean O'Brien's neck. There. Not a lot of force behind it, penalty only.
Exactly. And it just doesn't look good. Better slow motion. Sean O'Brien, again, when he gets in there, he's so hard to get off. He's in there legally as well. So you're right, dead right, just a penalty.
Just a penalty, and it is nothing more. Okay? I did ask, but they were... Yes, I played advantage. I played advantage for it, and it was over.
The officials right to step in.
Nigel, there are all the angles.
I think they're in agreement with you.
Correct.
Nigel Owens.
To be fair, he does release him as they're falling to the ground as well, so purely as a penalty.
Advantage for the tackle was played and advantage was over, okay? Okay, time on.
I could see Ian Henderson staying on the pitch. That's a collision when 140 kilos hits 120 kilos.
Irish supporters wanted a bit more than a penalty. Antonio offering apologies all round there to his own team, but also to the referee. Ireland still in search of this score to start to close it out.
You're fine, don't take off, he's fine. To the middle. It's a
We've
wrap
seen
now,
what France
it's a
can
wrap.
nearly do from deep. There goes Stander.
Away!
Had a nearly game at Twickenham. Sexton to Devon Toner. Furlong. Great reaction. O'Brien. And this will help the French cause.
On his feet. Clear release, reloaded
Good
through
play
the
from
gate.
Talafua. Gets into a really good body position, but wraps one of his arms under the body so he becomes impossible to move. A little bit of footwork. Gets his feet right round the right side, and look, those arms underneath the body of Sean O'Brien, so using his weight to anchor him into position and paint a picture to the referee that he's doing everything he can to steal the ball.
I'd really have to wonder though about his entry into the ruck, using his hands on the body, swinging around, and ends up in the right picture, but
I don't know, I thought he'd got his legs round, but that's what makes it so difficult for the referees, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Meanwhile, the head injury assessment for Sean O'Brien. So Peter O'Mahony is back on, and Niall Scannell replaces Rory Best.
There we can have another look.
Also a big cheer for Best, the captain. Scannell on for a second cap now. Lopez. Katafi and Fiku. Where's this going for? Ozzeh's chase. Out is the answer. And nothing to be gained there from Trimble taking a quick one.
And I think Fiku just wanted that to die on the bounce, didn't it? So it didn't roll into touch. That pressure onto Trimble to step into touch himself, give them the throw, but they put pressure on the line out here.
Here comes Paddy Jackson, Johnny Sexton, he's going to get some raw.
I'd say from Joe Schmidt sitting up there, this guy paying him back in spades. He said he's happy to drop him in from long periods out, and he just delivers time and time again.
Scannell fires that one into O'Mahony. Again, a Munster combination. It's his first one, unblemished record for Rory Best before that. So the pressure was all on there. The replacement hooker, and he responded. Don't think that dart was going to come out the board.
It was low, wasn't it?
And out it goes, and we should go touchline. Waiting patiently has been Olivier Manuel. Olivier, what's your take on it now, with time starting to run out?
Yes, but still 10 minutes to go, and France cannot find the solution in attack. I think the solution maybe could come from the kicking game and maybe on a turnover. So we'll see if France is able to defend again and to have a turnover and score a try.
14!
A little set piece here to work with. That turnover time for Ireland, and Heaslip mentioned about Tolafua's darts. And that was an example of it. Ozzeh with the catch.
Again, perfect distance on that box kick. So Ozzeh lands, he's got nothing he can do before he gets wrapped up and enveloped in a tackle.
And a good discipline from the chaser as well. We know they're going to the risk reward for going up. If you're not going to win it and you knock the player out in the air, giving away silly penalties, waiting for them to come down, timing that contact into it, and again, good sensible play by the Irish.
Zebo not running the risk there after the error in the first half down in the corner. Trust the line out, but Stander's going to have to stand firm there as
Stay, boys, stay.
Tolafua shows why he's on. All that muscle. Conor Murray checks the angle. And up she goes. And out she goes.
Just not quite at full stretch behind. Again, just that rain before makes the back of the legs a little bit slippy. You'd expect the back lifter to have been locked on his hamstrings there. You just see him sliding up the legs onto the shorts, just lose a little bit of height. And again,
it's a wobbly line out for France at the moment, but this time at least they have possession still in midfield. Machinot. Bang goes the door shut. Scannell and Healy. Ledevidek. Henderson again with that strength of his, bear-like. How's that going? It's recovered. And Belarus. And holding up Ireland here.
Ireland have to roll away because he got his knee to the floor. It's not a choke tackle, it's not a maul.
Fine lines for France at the moment. Feel they've got to leave with something. Need 2 scores from this phase, this passage of play. And there's Machinot giving it a go. Started all the games in the Autumn Internationals, lost his place at the start to Serran, but he could be a finishing player here. Forward from Picamars, but it was advantage.
Number 5, Green.
Picamars an excellent offloader. Usually he makes good decisions, but knew he had the advantage. Could roll the dice, take the gamble, even though he couldn't quite get his hands free.
Time is out, okay?
Ministry just informing Annie Lopez and Nigel Owens that it should be a shot to goal. Narrow the gap to within 1 score. Converted try.
Which would level it. Last away win for France in the Six Nations, Italy 2015. They go to Rome next round of matches. They lose this, it'll be 5 straight away losses in this competition. At the moment they might be thinking about scrambling out with a draw. There's the first part of that. Lopez wants his team to retreat quickly. 7 minutes, 7 points.
7 minutes. This match, next 7 minutes need to be played in the French territory. It's hard. It would be hard to create scores from your own half. The ball is slipping. We've said that. You could put pressure on their skills, but you need to play. And Paddy Jackson, as I hoped he was due, put it straight down into their 22.
John Ryan on now for Ireland. Tight head prop. Never say front rower's day is done because of the specialist nature. They might be required again. Furlong off as well now as Machino kicks. But Ireland have control here.
So I'm sure, Ben, if you were in the calling lineouts, you'd be wanting a drive, holding that in there for as long as possible.
Yeah, obviously, Ireland can't chase a bonus point, so it's all about staying down in this area of the field. And we've all seen how many times we see penalties for collapsed mauls, so absolutely right. You can force the referee into making a decision where you can get that lead back out to 10 points.
Gibril Camara joins proceedings. Spedding with a shaky second half. Spedding, he goes. Camara's fourth cap. Murray, he's not going anywhere. Marmion has to wait on the bench. Henshaw again. Murray. Jackson. One more score to make sure, but
You see Peter O'Mahony letting them know how much he enjoyed that and how important these 3 points will be.
Here it is. Paddy Jackson waits for the kicking team. A winning position set up by Sexton and Ireland. Now Jackson, who's gone so well in Sexton's absence. The opportunity to come on. And just about seal it. Ireland's focus the title, nothing less. And in this third round game, they now lead crucially by 10.
Good tracking on the feet, fine play. Stay.
You see that last 3 points took the losing bonus point away from the French as well.
Murray, tone up, Jackson, Zebo. Henshaw has worked his socks off, let alone down round his ankles. Zebo.
Release! Move now, Lewis, move now!
Just love the coup de grace at the end. Not least because then it would definitely be done, and came out of the tackle from Trimble, but it finds Heaslip. Murray.
Way now, Blue, way, release!
Toner, but there was nobody there that time. Nigel Owens Steps in again.
You're on your feet, you're not the tackler, you cannot play the ball at all.
Jackson looking at the post, I'd pump it down into the corner. Sit on France down here, try and maul the ball for an extra couple of minutes. He can take his time, kick to the corner. The Irish players will then not be sprinting down into there. They'll be making sure they've all got the call, eating up that clock down to 78 minutes. The referee just stopping the watch, realising what Ireland are doing.
I think this might be the signal that Joe Schmidt thinks it is in the bag, as Conor Murray imperious again today.
And well deserved as the RBS man of the match. Pretty much everything he touched today turned to goal. He was incredible. He was everywhere, in defence, in attack. Two really important tackles, one on Picamoles. His kicking game was instrumental. The synergies between him and Johnny Sexton is just fantastic to watch. When it flows, it's incredible.
And Kieran Marmion on for another cap. He's going to have to be patient as a starter. He's a wonderful talent as well. And there he is. And Henshaw.
Release tackle.
Peter O'Mahony kept out of Munster's match last week to be ready for this involvement off the bench after his hamstring recent injury.
Stay 18, stay! Don't look for it, don't look for it.
And the bench has really served Ireland well here.
That's been really important. It was looking at both benches, and there's a lot of depth in both benches, and who was going to manage their resources a little bit better. I think the weather probably changed maybe the coaches' minds how they were going to use them. But I think Ireland, Joe puts a huge amount of pressure on the people on the bench to deliver when they get on the pitch.
Cian Healy, one of them. Devon Toner. Just running down the clock, staying in the right area of the field.
Both off your feet, let it go, Blue. You're off your feet. Fair contest by you both. Play on.
Zebo. And Ozzeh can do nothing. France can do nothing now. The game is up and their championship title ambitions are gone as well.
Really smart from Zebo. Don't have to just keep hitting it up. You can put the ball in behind, force France with pressure of the kick chase to step into touch.
Last play.
Clock goes red. Referee calls last play. It has to be thrown in despite 80 minutes being up, but be pretty sure there won't be too much effort in this drive, and then they'll be looking. Got to hit the target first.
Jackson was nearly through with a cheeky little kick through there. Stays like this, it's already Ireland's biggest win against France in the championship since 1975. Tony Ensa's dribble through for those of a certain age. More than a dribble. Seemed like everybody kicked the ball that day. Ireland have scored with Murray in the first half here. It's been the boot in the second half. They are looking for a perfect finish, but Picamoles, his desire and appetite is still there. But he's denied that time. Toner tired as he gets down. Zebo. It has been one of those energy-sapping days, I'm sure, for the players with the weather. It's a lovely surface here, but even that can get a little bit heavy. But it doesn't matter when you win. Ireland have the win. In 3 weeks' time, it will be England here, before then a trip to Wales, as the men in green look to turn their championship right around after that first round defeat in Scotland. And today,